Lindsay, welcome to your second session with me. It's great to see you again.
You too.
Let's start off our second session together by maybe talking a little bit about how you're feeling right now in this very moment.
Right now, I don't feel too bad. This morning I woke up and I was a little tired and kind of in a bad mood, but I still went to class and I took a nap, and so now I'm feeling pretty good. And then on Friday, my parents are coming up to Iowa City, and we're going to shop and maybe go out to eat. And then on Saturday, I think we're going to UNI to watch my high school's football team.
Great. I mean, it sounds like you have a really fun weekend planned coming up. It sounds like you're really excited, and it sounds like you have a pretty great week going ahead so far. That's awesome. Would you be willing to share with me the best thing that happened to you last week then?
Maybe the best thing was that last weekend I went home, and on Friday, me and my dad listened to my high school football team's game, and then on Saturday we watched the Iowa football game. So It was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you had a great weekend last weekend too. Being with your family sounds like is a really great moment for you. I mean, you like being home, you like being in that environment, so that's awesome that you were really enjoying yourself and that you also got to bond with your dad a little bit over sports and everything. That's awesome. So as you know, last week we kind of came up with some goals together. Does one of them stand out to you at all, or did you want to focus on one rather than the others to start with?
Maybe the goal of working out 4 times a week.
Okay. All right. Well, can you tell me something positive that happened in relationship to this goal last week for you?
Yeah. Last week I did work out 4 times a week, and I realized that it was actually pretty fun, and it did make me feel good and very energized.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome that you set the goal of going 4 times a week, and then you went and achieved that goal right off the bat. So that's awesome for you. I mean, it sounds like you're really motivated and really driven, and that you're really pushing yourself to get to these goals.
Yep.
That's awesome. Can you explain to me your best experience with your weekly goal last week?
Well, one day I did go to the gym and I shot baskets, and then I went for a run, and then I actually went for a bike ride later that night.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like you're really ambitious. You're getting there, which is, I mean, all we were asking you to do in the first place. And then you really, outdid yourself and ran and biked, and you also shot, which, I mean, that's awesome for you. Could you tell me some things that you learned from your experience working with the goal of trying to go 4 times a week?
Well, I did learn that seeing other people at the gym who are motivated, working hard, and have the same goal of being healthy, being fit, that it made me want to work hard as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find something that's going to keep motivating you, and I mean, being in an environment like a gym where there's so many people trying to work towards the same goal as you, that's really positive if it's pushing you to stay motivated and keep working on your goal. That's great. So on a scale from 0 to 100, how would you rate your successfulness last week on this goal?
Well, I would say that since I did go 4 times a week, or 4 times last week, that it was 100.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. You made a lot of progress. You did everything we talked about. You got yourself there, and it sounds like you really had a great time and even outdid your goals.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so let's focus on your second goal then. Which one would you like to talk about?
Well, I did invite a friend 2 times a week, and that was my goal.
Okay. So can you tell me about a positive outcome that you had last week by inviting a friend?
Yeah, I found out that it was a lot of fun, and I invited one of my friends, Victoria, and we got to catch up while also getting a good workout in.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like to me that by inviting Victoria, you were kind of distracted almost because you guys were having fun catching up, but then you were also really getting accomplished because you were there and you were working out. So that's awesome that you could tie the two together. Can you explain to me your best experience then last week with your weekly goal?
Well, one of the nights that I invited Victoria, we played basketball, we played the game 21, and then we played horse. And then after, we got on the treadmill and we kind of had a competition of how fast we could run a mile.
Wow. That sounds great. I mean, that you guys are even competing not only with each other, but within yourselves to see how fast you can actually run. And it shows that you're like overcoming a lot of challenges by even being there. And then you're also pushing yourself to even your limits, it sounds like.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Could you tell me some things that you learned then about yourself or the whole process of working towards this goal that you learned from inviting a friend last week?
Yeah, I learned that inviting a friend really motivates me to get there because I'm setting, creating a plan, a concrete goal that me and my friend are going to go, and then I learned that it actually is pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's great that you, first of all, achieved your goal by asking your friend to go, which was your goal in the first place. So just by even asking them, you had accomplished your goal. And then that kept you motivated, it sounds like, to actually go to the gym. And then it sounds like between the two of you, you really motivated yourselves to keep going. That's great. So on a scale from 0 to 100, how would you rate your success based on the second goal last week?
Well, since I did go 2 times and invited my friend, I would say 100 again.
Wow. That's great. It sounds just like you're really working to get these goals done and you're accomplishing them, which is really awesome. Alright, so let's move on then. Last week I know we created 3-month goals around your wellness vision that we created together.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling about those 3-month goals so far?
I am feeling pretty good. I know that I have a long road ahead of me, but I think that I am definitely off to a great start.
Okay, great. And what has been your best learning or growth experience so far in relation to your 3-month goals?
It would be that I'm having a ton of fun and that it's kind of putting me out of my comfort zone to go to the gym. And I've actually met a couple friends while I was there, so that made it really fun and really exciting and made me want to go back.
Great. So it sounds like by pushing yourself to go to the gym in the first place, you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone, but you're also being almost comforted when you get there because you're meeting new people and making new friends, which sounds like is almost motivating you to keep going back.
Yep.
Which that's great. Alright, so do you still feel committed to your 3-month goals, or is there anything you would like to change about them at all?
Well, I really think that these are good goals for me, and that I'm just gonna, for now, stick to them.
Okay. So they seem realistic to you, it sounds like, and it sounds like you're really trying to work hard on sticking to these goals, motivating yourself to get there, and also staying driven while you're at the gym. So that's great. I mean, it sounds like so far you're really pushing yourself and striving to achieve your goals. So that's awesome.